The US President-elect Donald Trump's special envoy to the Middle East is in Israel as diplomatic efforts to secure a ceasefire in Gaza ramp up. Steve Witkoff has met Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Trump has warned all hell would break loose if the captives held in Gaza aren't released in time for his inauguration next week. Well, for more on this, we're joined now by Ori Goldberg, who is an Israeli political commentator. He joins us from Tel Aviv. There's been a lot of talk about these latest ceasefire discussions. Are you optimistic at all that a deal could be reached, or is this going to be similar to what we've seen so many times before, where talks begin, positive noises come out of them, and then they inevitably fall over?
I'm cautiously optimistic. We have seen this a farce many times before, but I am cautiously optimistic because ultimately this is not a decision that is based on the layout of forces or on Israel's strategic needs or on any other kind of quote-unquote fact. This is a political decision. There are no more military achievements to be gained by Israel's genocidal campaign. Hamas obviously is no longer a threat to Israel. This is a political decision that must be made by Prime Minister Netanyahu, by the leadership of Hamas. And now we've got incoming President Donald Trump pressuring both sides to reach some sort of grand symbolic gesture by his inauguration, which is very much in Trump mode. So I am cautiously optimistic that we will see some sort of deal, especially as Israel's options are continuously dwindling.
Right. What politically, what has changed for Benjamin Netanyahu? Because for months everyone has been saying that he needs this war to remain in power. So what is changing?
I think what is changing is his realization that in Israel, public opinion is slightly shifting, or to put it more accurately, the paradox that he has managed to sustain over the past 500 days or so is no longer tenable. What he managed to do is be immensely unpopular personally and generally thought of as no good, and his government thought of as an incompetent government. But to maintain support of the war, of the genocidal campaign, most Israelis were absolutely convinced that this war is necessary for Israel's security, that it is a war fought in self-defense, that it is the most justified war that's ever been fought. Things are slowly shifting in Israel. People still don't care at all about the plight of the Palestinians or ascribe any responsibility to Israel for the genocide occurring in Gaza. But people are realizing that this war is being fought for various political purposes without achieving any kind of military gain. And gradually, opinion about Israel's involvement in Gaza is changing. So I think Netanyahu sees that, would like to capitalize on that. I think he's still thinking about the rest of his career.
Militarily, strategically, you said that Israel doesn't really have anything left to achieve because it's destroyed so much, especially in the north. So what exactly is the Israeli military, as well as the government, actually saying it is trying to do now, 15 months on?
Oh, it isn't saying anything. That's the sad truth. Nobody's even pretending. The Israeli military is busy raising the last of the remains of the northern part of the Gaza Strip. It is going after supposedly senior Hamas operatives, which is why it's bombing all of these civilian compounds. But the truth of the matter is that the Israeli public is receiving no kind of positive news from Gaza. There's no charting of Israel's progress. There's no boasting of Israel's achievements. The only news the Israeli public receives from Gaza is the news of soldiers who died while fighting. The army is not even, as I said, pretending to be having any more quote-unquote successes.
Okay, Ori, as always, fascinating to talk to you and get the perspective of what is happening in Israel. Ori Goldberg for us there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.